0.
April 19, 1975, India made history by launching its very first satellite, Aryabhat, into space. Launched aboard a Soviet Cosmos 3M rocket from Kapustin Yar, this marked India's bold entry into the space age. From this monumental step, India has grown into a powerhouse of innovation in space exploration. Welcome to the special story, Ancient Wisdom to Infinite Possibilities. I'm your host Jyoti. Let's dive into the details. National Space Day is more than a celebration of rockets and satellites. It's a tribute to India's scientific spirit, a reminder of its ancient astronomical wisdom, and a marker of its modern achievements in space exploration. Observed every year on August 23, the day commemorates Chandrayaan-3's historic soft landing on the moon's south pole in 2023, a world first that placed India among the leading spacefaring nations. In 2025, the occasion highlights not just past triumphs but also future aspirations with the theme Aryabhat to Gaganyaan, Ancient Wisdom to Infinite Possibilities, symbolizing the nation's journey from timeless sky watchers to human spaceflight pioneers.
Space is not just a destination. Our rockets carry more than payloads. They carry the dreams of 1.4 billion Indians. From launching a small rocket in 1963 to becoming the first nation to land near the south pole of moon, our journey has been remarkable. Gaganyaan highlights our nation's rising aspirations. Space is about exploration as well as about empowerment.
The National Space Day has more than one messages to convey for different group of citizens. India is now a frontline nation of the world.
Indian space program is serving the common man of the country. Let all of us together celebrate the National Space Day 2025.
Secretary Department of Space and Chairman ISRO, Shri S. Somnath.
Adarniya Pradhan Mantri ji, Namaskar. Sir, we have achieved soft landing on the moon. India is on the moon.
On August 23, 2023, history was etched on the rugged and uncharted terrain of the moon's southern pole. Before a world watching with anticipation, India's Chandrayaan-3 mission accomplished what no other nation had done before, a precise and flawless soft landing in this mysterious and challenging region. The Vikram lander descending with measured accuracy carried not just scientific instruments but the collective hopes and dreams of over a billion people. In that defining moment, India rose to become the fourth country to land on the moon and the first in the world to reach its elusive South Pole. The achievement was more than a victory of science and technology. It was a surge of national pride, a unifying moment for the people, and a beacon that shone brightly across the globe, securing India's place among the leading spacefaring nations. To honor this milestone, Prime Minister Narendra Modi declared August 23 as National Space Day. Now, in its second year, National Space Day 2025 celebrates not only the Chandrayaan-3 triumph, but the larger arc of India's cosmic journey from the wisdom of Aryabhat, who revolutionized astronomy in the 5th century CE, to the daring aspirations of Gaganyaan, which will carry Indian astronauts into space for the very first time. This year's theme, Aryabhat to Gaganyaan, Ancient Wisdom to Infinite Possibilities, captures this timeless continuum of imagination, knowledge and exploration.
As you are aware, the ISRO space activities were started in the year 1962. You go to the first slide. The first launch was accomplished on 21st November 1963. Can you show the first slide? 1963. From that till now, we have accomplished 133 satellite missions, 102 launch vehicle missions, 5 technology demonstration missions, and 4,002 sounding rockets, including 240 total number of missions. The important point is, last 10 years, if you see, the progress is phenomenal, exponential. With respect to missions, the number of missions targeted in 2015 to 2025 is almost double compared to 2005 to 2015. During the last 6 months, if you see, very important, 3 important missions are accomplished. Please move the slide towards the top right. And Axiom 4 mission is a very prestigious mission. We have successfully accomplished, and the first Indian is sent to safely to International Space Station and brought back safely. You are having the Gaganyaan-3 with us, Subhash Shukla ji.
India's formal space odyssey began in 1975 with the launch of its first satellite Aryabhat, followed by the SLV-3 success in 1980, which placed Rohini into orbit and gave India independent launch capability. Over the decades, milestones followed: INSAT-1A 1982, Advancing Communication IRS-P2 1994, boosting remote sensing, and the landmark Chandrayaan-1 2008, which discovered water on the moon. In 2013, India's Mangalyaan mission made history as the first nation to reach Mars on its maiden attempt.
The normal performance was observed up to an altitude of 2.1 kilometer. Subsequently, the communication from lander to ground station was lost. The data is being analyzed.
GSLV F-16 rocket placing the most prestigious NASA ISRO synthetic aperture radar satellite on July 30th perfectly. A satellite jointly realized by JPL, NASA and ISRO, the costliest satellite ever realized in the world, is lifted off by Indian launcher GSLV and placed perfectly in the orbit. And today the satellite health is totally perfect, and we have the unfurlable antenna is totally operational. The first picture is coming, and we are going to share the picture maybe in a couple of days. Another important thing, in another 2 to 3 months, we are going to have a 6,500 kg communication satellite of USA going to be launched using our launch vehicle. Until today, 433 satellites of 34 countries are done from India.
The journey continued in 2025 with the landmark achievements. On July 30, ISRO and NASA jointly launched NISAR, the world's most advanced Earth observation satellite, aboard the GSLV F-16 from Sriharikota, costing over $1 billion. NISAR carries a massive 12-meter radar reflector and dual-frequency SAR, enabling it to scan Earth every 12 days to monitor glaciers, forest, land deformation, and natural disasters. Its open-access data will aid climate research and disaster management worldwide. Meanwhile, Group Captain Subhanshu Shukla became the first Indian astronaut to visit the ISS via the Axiom 4 mission, spending 18 days in orbit. He conducted over 60 microgravity experiments before returning on August 12, 2025. His homecoming, celebrated in Delhi and Parliament, was hailed as a historic milestone, and his experience will directly strengthen India's upcoming Gaganyaan mission. Yet India's space story did not begin with rockets and satellites. Centuries ago, Aryabhatta laid the mathematical foundations for celestial motion, eclipses, and even Earth's rotation. The same spirit of inquiry that guided ancient astronomers continues today in ISRO's laboratories. National Space Day 2025 celebrates this unbroken legacy, linking the philosophical wonder of the past with the technological might of the present.
चालीस वर्ष के बाद कोई भारतीय अंतरिक्ष में जाने वाला है। ये सिर्फ 4 नाम और 4 इंसान नहीं है, ये 140 करोड़ एस्पिरेशंस को स्पेस में ले जाने वाली 4 शक्तियां हैं।
Prime Minister Narendra Modi later met astronaut Subhanshu Shukla at his residence in Lok Kalyan Marg, Delhi, in an emotional and symbolic moment for India's space story. The Prime Minister welcomed Shukla, who wore an ISRO astronaut's jacket, with a warm hug and walked with him hand placed supportively on the astronaut's shoulder, a gesture reflecting both pride and encouragement. During the meeting, Shukla presented the Axiom 4 mission patch to Modi and shared awe-inspiring images of Earth that he had captured from the International Space Station. The Prime Minister congratulated him for carrying the tricolor into orbit and lauded his role in preparing India for its human spaceflight era, calling him a torchbearer of India's cosmic ambitions.
ये आज के भारत में वो उसको सपने देखने की जरूरत नहीं है, उसको मालूम है कि ये पॉसिबल है।
मैंने जो आपको होमवर्क कहा था तो उसका क्या प्रोग्रेस हुआ है?
और आपसे बात करते वक्त सर पीछे जो मेरे
ये तिरंगा लगाया था,
ये भाई तिरंगा है सर।
और आप मूंग और मेथी का प्रयोग का क्या है?
बहुत अच्छा है सर। मेरे ही क्रूमेट जो मेरे साथ थे साइन करवा के लिख के लेके गए हैं कि जब भी आपका गगनयान जाएगा आप हमें इनवाइट करेंगे और लॉन्च के लिए जल्दी से जल्दी हमें आपके व्हीकल में बैठ के जाना है। मैंने काफ़ी सारी चीज़ें सर स्पेस से फोटोग्राफ वगैरह कोशिश की भारत की लेने की। ये भारत यहाँ से शुरू से ये ट्रायंगल, ये बैंगलोर है सर, ये हैदराबाद क्रॉस हो रहा है और ये जो फ्लैश आप देख रहे हैं सर ये सारी बिजली चमक रही है सर, जो पहाड़ों में हो रहा है सर। और ये क्रॉस होती है जो डार्क एरिया आता है सर, ये हिमालय आता है और ये ऊपर की तरफ जो जा रहे हैं सर ये तारे हैं सारे और ये क्रॉस करते ही है पीछे से सूरज आ रहा है सर।
This year's celebrations are centered at Bharat Mandapam in New Delhi, where the President of India inaugurated the opening ceremony with the sub-theme Touching Lives while Touching the Moon. India's Space Saga, the event highlights how space technology shapes everyday life, improving education, telemedicine, agriculture, navigation and disaster management. The celebration extends nationwide with the schools, universities and research institutes hosting quizzes, hackathons, model rocket launches, creator simulations, robotic challenges and exhibitions. Programs like Space on Wheels bring hands-on space education to rural schools, while the ISRO Space Tutors Network empowers thousands of educators to ignite young minds. Events such as the Chandrayaan-3 hackathon and the ISRO Robotics Challenge encourage students to co-create the future of space exploration. Beyond the festivities, National Space Day carries a deeper symbolism. It pays tribute to pioneers like Vikram Sarabhai, who envisioned space as a tool for development and honors the global spirit of peaceful exploration. It reaffirms that India's space achievements are not for prestige alone but for societal progress, strengthening communication, monitoring the climate, ensuring disaster resilience, and inspiring a new generation.
Dear friends, today we are all here after accomplishing a great mission. 1963, November 21st was the first beginning of the rocket launch in India. It is the sounding rocket. That rocket was donated by USAT. And then the sodium vapor lamp came from France and our people assembled in the church building in Thiruvananthapuram and that took off. And 50 years back when we were looking for a satellite, we were not having satellite technology at that point of time, no signals. And of course, there was space, but the space program was in the very, very preliminary stage. And when we wanted a satellite signal, it was again given by USA. Please understand 1969, August 15, when ISRO was formed, we were just 60 years behind the advanced countries. From that, last month, June 30th, the NISR, NASA, ISRO synthetic aperture radar satellite, a costly satellite ever realized in the world. And one of the important payload from USA, JPL USA, and another payload from ISRO. The entire satellite is built by ISRO and launched using our own rocket precisely in the orbit. And we are rubbing shoulder to shoulder to develop spacefaring nations. I think I am meeting all of you after that important thing. In fact, 2 days back, we have the 12-meter antenna was totally unfurled in the space. And right now we are checking the data of satellites. Let us give a big hand to all the people who have contributed for the great mission. And a country which started the space program by moving the rockets in bicycles, we have come a long way. This year, January 29th, we had the 100th launch. In fact, first launch was in the year 1979. It was a partial successful launch. And second launch only was perfect success. The project director was none other than APJ Abdul Kalam ji, under the leadership of Professor Satish Dhawan as the chairman. That mission was accomplished. And a 35 kg satellite was placed in the orbit. From that humble beginning, this year, the 100th launch, we are very particular to get that grand success. And January 29th, we had successfully launched the 100th rocket from spaceport of India, Sriharikota, and we have written the golden letters. The 100th launch was a grand successful mission.
As India observes National Space Day 2025, it stands at the threshold of a new space era, one that stretches from Aryabhat's ancient sky maps to Chandrayaan's lunar footprints, from NISA's Earth scans to Subhanshu Shukla's experiments aboard the ISS, and now toward Gaganyaan, India's first human spaceflight. This journey is more than technological. It is a continuum of vision, resilience, and imagination that connects timeless wisdom with daring innovation. Each milestone, from mapping the heavens to touching the moon and preparing astronauts for orbit, reflects not only scientific excellence but also the spirit of a billion dreams. National Space Day is thus both a celebration and a promise that India will continue to aim higher, dream bolder, and reach farther, turning infinite possibilities into reality.
Namaskar. As you all are aware, 23rd August 2023 was a historical day for all the Indians across the globe. The Chandrayaan-3 of India successfully soft landed on the south pole of moon, and India becoming the first proud country to accomplish this feat. Honorable Prime Minister of India Narendra Modi ji announced that landing spot as the Shivashakti point, and also declared 23rd August as the Space Day and advised us to celebrate as the National Space Day celebration throughout the country. In fact, last year we had a great Space Day celebration, and this year again we are going to have the Space Day celebration on 23rd August 2025. As part of the Space Day celebration, each and every ISRO center and unit is going to organize at least a 2 weeks program for making scientific temper across the country and taking the space activities to the common man of this country. The theme of this year is Aryabhata to Gaganyaan and Ancient Wisdom to Infinite Possibilities. You all know Aryabhata was the first satellite which was built by India and launched in the year 1975 on 19th April. We have completed just 50 years, and this year we are going to accomplish the first uncrewed Gaganyaan mission. Indian space program has become a vibrant program serving the common man of the country in multiple domains. Let all of us together celebrate the National Space Day 2025 and make scientific temper in the country and reach out to the common man of this country. Thank you. Jai Hind.
As we wrap up this special story on National Space Day 2025, we look back at a journey that began with the stargazers and sky maps and now stretches into the vast frontiers of human spaceflight. From Aryabhat's timeless wisdom to the precision of Chandrayaan-3, from Earth observation satellites scanning our planet to an Indian astronaut aboard the ISS, our space story is not just about rockets, landers and technology. It's about a billion dreams taking flight. Today, India stands at the threshold of Gaganyaan, ready to send its first astronauts into space. But National Space Day is also a reminder that space exploration is not for prestige alone. It touches lives here on Earth, improving agriculture, education, healthcare, navigation and disaster response. So as we celebrate, let us carry forward the spirit of inquiry, the resilience of our scientists and the imagination of our youth. The sky is no longer the limit. It is just the beginning.
3, 2, 1, 0.
This is India's space saga, a saga of courage, of knowledge and of infinite possibilities. And with each step into the cosmos, India is not only reaching for the stars but also lighting the way for generations to come. That's the wrap of this special story.